Hi, I'm Chris Shively, and I'm here tonight to tell you about Lumawake. We'll talk about our product design, the amazing success we've had thus far, how we're vastly superior to our competition, and the enormous marketplace we have in front of us. So let's get started. Lumawake is the first smart dock for your smartphone. What does that mean to you? We'll help you wake up better. Our team has been working for years to create a product that will improve the 1/3 of your life that is always overlooked. From the time you go to bed until the moment you wake up, our product is working to enrich your life in a fun and exciting way. How do we do that? Lumawake is packed with sensors that allow it to interact with the world around you. We have intuitive features like LED lights baked into our device. They sense when you approach it with your phone, and they'll automatically light the way. We use those same lights in the morning to simulate a natural sunrise to wake you in the best possible way. We have non-contact infrared technology that allows us to track your body movement while you sleep. Since body motion is a good indicator of sleep state, we can determine when you're at a light stage of your sleep cycle and wake you at the optimal time. In addition to all of that, we're fully integrated with several third-party home automation manufacturers, which allows us to do things like turn off your lights and lock your doors when we detect you've gone to bed, and then turn on your coffee pot and open your blinds when you wake up in the morning. So who's our target market? You are. How many people in here woke up to an alarm clock this morning? Probably more than that. How many of you enjoyed it? No volunteers. So that's the point of our product. The alarm clock hasn't evolved in over 100 years. Lumawake's going to change that. So how does our target customer feel about Lumawake? We have over $170,000 in pre-sales, and we're only at the prototype stage. How did we get over 1,100 people to buy our product when it's only a prototype? Watch this short marketing video.
From the moment you get home to the moment you wake up, Lumawake is working for you. No more fumbling for your cord in the dark. Lumawake automatically lights the way. Lumawake also senses when you fall asleep. And for those of you who leave the lights or TV on, Lumawake has got your back and can turn it off for you. From the nightstand, Lumawake monitors your body movements, shedding light onto your personal sleeping patterns. All of this without wires, wristbands, or headbands.
Not only does it improve your nights, it's going to make your mornings better as well. Lumawake is the first to combine simulated sunrise and smart wake technology. Along with home automation, things like opening your blinds and making your coffee, Lumawake provides you with the best wake experience ever.
So, in addition to our pre-sales, we've been well received by the tech community. Lumawake's been featured in a number of leading industry publications like TechCrunch, VentureBeat, Wired, and CNET, just to name a few. We've also been accepted into Hexcelerator, which is the only existing hardware incubator, and we recently made the top 40 out of over 2,000 applicants with Techstars New York. Lumawake's made it this far running on lean startup principles. What does that mean? We've conducted extensive market research to validate that there's a market for our product, ensuring its success before we commit significant amounts of capital. In 2009, we secured our Apple licensing agreement. We're an official MFi licensee, allowing us to build third-party hardware that can be sold in the Apple Store. In 2011, we took our concept and built our first prototype. And in 2012, we took that prototype out and tested the market with it. Now, our first prototype was well received, and we got a lot of good feedback. So we expanded our team, we invested $50K, and we took our prototype to the next level, and we tested it again. Finally culminating in that fundraiser I talked about, where we raised over $170,000 in 30 days. So in 2013, we're looking for $350,000. We're going to use that money to take Lumawake from prototype to production. What do we get for that? We'll run it through a design for manufacturing process and get the first 2,000 units delivered to our door. So if we get the money today, what will we do tomorrow? We'll start with Rigato. They're our industry-leading partner in design for manufacturing, and they'll assist us in making that transition from prototype into mass production. We'll be working with Watershot here in San Diego and they offer us access to turnkey offshore's production facilities. And then finally, fulfillment will be handled by Fernando Corona of Smart Accessories, who we're also fortunate enough to have as a mentor. So we know there's a market for it. We know we can build it. How much money are we going to make? We're currently selling Lumawake for $179 per device on our website. And even at low volume manufacturing, we expect the finished Lumawake to cost roughly $60. This gives us an impressive 200% gross profit margin. Now, as we scale up to 10,000 unit and then 100,000 unit orders, we'll be at 300% profit margins and then 600% profit margins respectively. This gives us a lot of flexibility to adapt to market changes, employ a price skimming strategy, and incentivize our channel partners. So these are our expected sales in the first 3 years. Based on our pre-sales indicators and the size of our potential market, we expect to sell roughly 7,000 Lumawakes in the first year. We're pretty confident in this number because we know we can drive a purchase with roughly $10 in ad spend. Now in the second year, we'll be expanding into B2B through online channels. We expect to sell roughly 65,000 Lumawakes, and by the third year, we should be in brick and mortar retailers, and we should sell over 300,000 Lumawakes. The growth in the third year will be driven by those major B2B purchasing agreements, as well as the economies of scale and the high margins we'll be enjoying from producing at large volume. So how do we justify these numbers? Michael Walkley of Canaccord Genuity estimates there'll be 194 million iPhones sold in 2013. The Apple accessory market is $4 to $5 billion. That's the projections for 2015. Sports and wellness apps alone will take home $341 million in 2016. Now, our long-term roadmap for Lumawake also includes becoming platform agnostic, meaning we can target the Android market as well, which you can see is significantly larger. So there's nothing worse than only being 10% better than your competition. We're significantly better. As you see here, we outperform our competition in multiple categories. So how are we going to jump the chasm and get everyone to buy this? These are our unfair advantages. We're the only product with true Apple-esque aesthetics. We designed and marketed Lumawake to be multi-use and beautiful by emulating Apple's high design standards. We have a simple and transparent user experience. There's nothing to wear, there's nothing on the bed, we're truly non-contact. We already have critical mass with consumers and the media. And our feature set and product offering vastly outperform anything on the market today. So I know this sounds ambitious, but I assure you we can accomplish this. As you see here, our team has a large breadth of experience, ranging from Fortune 50, military, aerospace, and consumer goods backgrounds. In addition to that, we have a fantastic advisor network, some of whom are here in the audience tonight. My partner Drew is here as well, and he'll be fielding questions during the Q&A session. So just a quick recap. We have an amazing product. We've already demonstrated superb product market fit. We're vastly superior to our nearest competition, and there's an enormous market opportunity in front of us. With our team, the sky truly is the limit. At this point, I'll be happy to take your questions, and I thank you all for your time.
So again, we'll turn it over to our judges for 5 minutes of Q&A.
In terms of the home automation piece, what else is necessary in order to get the full functionality of the product, and is that included in the $179 price point?
No, it is not. It's we're partnering with several, rolling out with a company called Belkin, a company called Smart Accessories. So they have entry-level pricing. Belkin has a $50 wall wart that you can plug in, and it will work directly with our products. So there is an additional piece you have to buy.
We're going to ship with integration for Belkin, SmartThings, and Lockatron. And it will be an open API, so anyone who wishes to tie into that can write into it.
As you expand into other products and services, which you probably will do after this, would it be more in the health and wellness area or more in the home automation space?
I think both. We actually just had an interesting conversation before this started about how our device could be used to monitor Alzheimer's patients, for instance, which is not something that we had thought of, but we've had a lot of interest from med tech companies. So it's certainly something we'll be pursuing.
First of all, great presentation. So I just want to understand the pre-sales of $170,000. Those are devices you've sold, or those are what are the pre?
They are authorizations on credit cards. So we ran our own campaign on our website, and basically where we're at right now is that if we had this in our hand, we would be able to execute those authorizations. So think of it as an escrow account.
Okay. That's through Amazon Payments. Actually, one of the conditions for the system we use is that we can't charge the token until we ship.
Right. So we have $170,000 worth of tokens.
So we talked about 179. Did you actually test that price point?
Right. Yes. As part of our lean principles, we actually went out and did a lot of surveying. We sat in front of the Apple Store with clipboards, which was a terrible experience, but I recommend it to everyone that's starting a business. And we tested the price point, and that was where we kind of honed in on the $179.
So based on that, you have $60 worth of COGS, but what's really kind of your distribution strategy going forward? I mean, you're not going to run campaigns all the time, so how is this going to get into the hands of consumers?
So the first year, obviously, it'll be mostly via our website. We'll have someone handling fulfillment. We'll be moving out from there to where we'll have agreements. We got Griffin. We already got pinged by a distribution company that does a lot of Apple stuff. I believe it's Griffin. I'd have to check. That hasn't been settled yet.
We actually had a really interesting meeting yesterday. This is very soon in the talks, but they are interested in helping us get into Best Buy. So they want to do a 50,000 unit exclusive.
They might finance that. That'll solve all our problems.
Yeah.
So I have two questions that are different. One is there any intellectual property in this?
We're working on that. It's more of a conglomeration of existing ideas, so we can secure a utility fund, I believe, around it. So that is something we'll be looking at the provisional going forward.
Got it. And this, as far as raising the 350, this seems like a perfect kind of platform for a Kickstarter campaign. Have you considered that?
So that's a long drawn out story, but yeah, we did look at doing Kickstarter, but they had changed their terms and services in the middle of when we launched our product, and so unfortunately they did not take us on. They have that option to do that, so that's why we rolled our own campaign. And that's why we're somewhat in the situation we're in right now. So I agree with you.
Kickstarter moved us off our launch date. We were about 3 days before it after the success of the Pebble Watch. And that scared them, and they changed a lot of their hardware rules. So that's actually the reason that we ran on this platform, is because Lockatron got booted about a day before us. And they built this. We got this off GitHub, the self-starter platform we used. They raised $2.1 million with it. But they actually have the same chicken and egg problem we do, where they can't charge until they ship.
So a competitive question. You showed some of the competitors' products that seem to use wristbands or headbands. Are they gathering biometric data in addition to motion detection? And do you have anything in the pipeline, ideas on how you might gather remotely biometric data as opposed to just the motion sensing?
We're trying to not focus on that specifically. We think the jumping the chasm is going to be mass marketing to people that just want to wake up better. Collecting data is something that we're active with the Quantified Self movement here in San Diego, but those people are very different in terms of a market capture than mass market, and so we feel that we're trying to market to those people.
One of the things we've seen, Zio recently went out of business. They capture a lot more data than we do, but that's a limited set of people to appeal to. Everyone wants to wake up better.
You have to wear a headband to bed every night.
Yeah, and everyone hates that.
All right, well, that's all the time we have. Let's hear it one more time for Lumawake.